My name is Ayla, and sharing this story feels incredibly vulnerable. It's something deeply personal that I've never spoken about, not to friends, not to family, but maybe writing it down will help me understand it better. Last summer, my older sister and her husband asked me to look after their son, Darren, while they went away for the weekend. Darren had just turned 18, a thoughtful, intelligent young man who was always easy to talk to. I agreed without a second thought, expecting a few quiet days of movies, snacks, and lighthearted conversation. The first day went by smoothly. Darren and I spent time watching a comedy series, laughing over silly jokes, and catching up. Everything felt normal, but nothing could have prepared me for what happened next. The following morning, Darren said he was heading out to meet some friends. I welcomed the alone time and decided to relax in my bedroom with the door slightly open. After scrolling through social media for a while, I put on a feel-good movie. Everything seemed routine. I wasn't expecting Darren to return so soon. The door suddenly creaked open. I turned, startled, to find Darren standing there, a surprised expression on his face. "Ayla, I forgot my keys," he blurted out. But his face showed more than just surprise. There was a moment, barely a second, where time seemed to freeze. I felt heat rush to my face as I scrambled to cover myself. "Darren, you should knock," I stammered. He looked away quickly, muttering, "I'm sorry," before stepping back and closing the door behind him. The rest of the day passed in uncomfortable silence. Darren avoided eye contact, and the air between us felt tense in a way it hadn't before. That evening, sitting on the couch, I decided to address it. "About earlier," I began carefully. "Let's just forget it happened." Darren nodded quickly, but his expression was unreadable. I thought that would be the end of it. But things didn't go back to normal. Over the next few days, Darren seemed to find more reasons to be near me. There were subtle glances, light touches that lingered just a bit too long. It was unsettling, but there was something undeniable growing between us, something I couldn't quite name. One evening, as I was washing dishes, Darren approached me quietly. "Ayla, can we talk?" he asked. I dried my hands and turned to him. "Of course. What's on your mind?" I I can't stop thinking about what happened," he admitted, his face flushing with color. "It was just an accident," I said quickly. "No need to dwell on it." "It's not just that," he said, taking a small step forward. "I feel different when I'm around you, like I can be completely myself." His words caught me off guard. I didn't know what to say, so I stayed silent, hoping he'd move on. "You're someone I trust completely," he added, "and I think I might feel something more." I was stunned. Darren was my nephew. Any notion of something beyond familial affection was unthinkable. But there he was, sincere, vulnerable, and brave. And part of me, one I didn't want to admit existed, felt drawn to him too. "Darren," I said gently, "this can't happen. You're family." "I know," he replied, his voice cracking. "But I've never felt this way before." I placed a hand on his shoulder, trying to anchor us both. "We need boundaries. Whatever you're feeling, it can't become something more." Even after that, the tension remained. Darren's presence became a constant reminder of the storm brewing inside me. I tried to refocus on my life, but his messages kept coming, and he found excuses to visit. One night, I got a text. "Can I come over? I really need to talk." I hesitated, but responded, "Okay." When he arrived, his expression was serious. I know you said this isn't right, he began, but I can't stop thinking about you. You make me feel seen in a way no one else does. Darren, I said firmly, this isn't about how we feel. It's about what's right. Then why does it feel so real? He asked, clearly frustrated. I had no answer. The truth was, I didn't know either, but I knew we couldn't let emotions take control. Eventually, we learned to maintain some kind of boundary. Our connection didn't disappear, but we respected the lines we couldn't cross. What made it more confusing was the state of my marriage. My husband, Reza, had grown distant over the years. His work always came first. The emotional gap between us only made Darren's presence feel more comforting, more tempting. After Reza left on a business trip, Darren texted me again. I need to see you. I replied, not tonight. It's too complicated. His response was quick. Please, I'll keep my distance. I just need to talk. Despite my better judgment, I let him in. I don't want to make things harder for you, he said at the door, but I can't pretend I don't care. You deserve to be happy, and I don't think you are. His words cut deep. He wasn't wrong, but saying it out loud would mean accepting something I couldn't. Darren, this isn't about what I deserve. It's about what's right, I told him. He nodded, eyes heavy with sadness. I just needed you to know. After that night, I made the choice to focus on repairing my marriage. Reza and I planned a weekend getaway to reconnect, but the emotional distance between us had become too vast. I found myself thinking about Darren more than I wanted to admit. By the time we returned, I knew something had to change. I couldn't live in limbo anymore, trapped between duty and desire. Darren and I eventually found a way to keep our bond within limits. We cared about each other deeply, but we knew the line, and we didn't cross it. It wasn't easy, but it was necessary.